My girlfriend said, "You're just jealous because I make more money than you," during our fight about her spending habits. I said, "You're right. I am jealous." Then I showed her my other bank account. The balance made her realize. 28 male guess I should have seen this coming when Vanessa started keeping a spreadsheet of our dinner bills to make sure I was contributing fairly, despite her making double my salary. We'd been together for 2 years, living together for the last 8 months in her downtown condo. The arrangement made sense at the time. She owned the place. I paid her $800 a month, which was way below market rate, and she constantly reminded me how generous she was being. "You'd be paying twice that for a studio in this area?" she'd say whenever we argued about literally anything. Vanessa, 29, worked in pharmaceutical sales, made around $120 plus bonuses. Me? I was pulling in $55 as a logistics coordinator for a small shipping company. Not glamorous, but steady work. She knew my salary because she'd literally asked to see my pay stubs before we moved in together. Said she needed to assess the financial risk. Should have been red flag number 1, but I was deep in the feels back then. The spending thing started small, designer purses here and there. Then it escalated. $400 dinners, weekend trips to wine country, a new Tesla Model Y, all while complaining she was broke by the 20th of each month. "Credit cards are basically free money if you pay the minimum," she'd laugh. Meanwhile, she'd side-eye me for buying generic cereal. Last Tuesday, it all came to a head. She'd just dropped $3,200 on some luxury retreat in Sedona for her and her sister. I made the mistake of suggesting maybe she should slow down on the spending, since she'd been complaining about her Amex bill. "Oh my God, seriously? You're giving me financial advice?" She actually laughed. "You make less than my quarterly bonus. You're just jealous because I make more money than you." "You're right," I said, completely calm. "I am jealous." She looked so smug. "At least you can admit it. Maybe focus on your own career instead of counting my money." That's when I pulled out my phone and logged into my other account. The one I never mentioned. The one with $267,000 sitting pretty in index funds and ETFs. See, what Vanessa didn't know was that my grandfather had been a small-time landlord. Nothing fancy, just 3 rental properties he bought in the 80s. When he passed 5 years ago, he left them to me. I sold 2 of them and kept 1 as a rental. After taxes and setting aside money for property management, I'd cleared about $180 from the sales. The rental brought in $2,100 a month after expenses. I'd been living well below my means for years, investing everything. Her face went through about 12 different emotions as she stared at the screen. What is this?" "My investment account," I said simply. "And before you ask, yes, it's all legit. Inherited property, sold it, invested wisely. Been doing this since before we met." You've been lying to me this whole time?" "Never lied. You never asked if I had other assets. You only wanted to see my pay stubs, remember?" The entitlement kicked in immediately. "We're building a life together. You should have told me. Do you know how much stress I've been under thinking I was carrying us financially?" "Carrying us? I pay you rent. I buy groceries. I pay for half our dates. How exactly are you carrying us?" That's when she dropped the mask completely. "I've been subsidizing your lifestyle. This condo, our vacations, everything, and you've just been sitting on $250,000? Your vacations, that I paid my share for, and I pay you market rate rent for a room, not half your mortgage. There's a difference." She spent the next 2 hours cycling between anger, tears, and bizarre attempts at reconciliation. Suddenly I was babe again, not roommate like she'd been calling me to her friends. But the real kicker came the next morning. I woke up to find her on her laptop, browsing Zillow. "I found some amazing houses," she announced. "With your down payment and my income for the mortgage approval, we could get something really nice." "My down payment?" "Well, yeah. I can't liquidate my Tesla lease, but this is perfect. We can finally upgrade. I'm thinking at least 3,000 square feet, good school district for the future." I just stared at her. "Vanessa, we're not buying a house together. Why are you being so selfish? This is what couples do. They pool resources. Like you pooled resources when you made me pay rent while telling everyone I was a freeloader?" That hit a nerve. "I never said that. Your sister literally asked me at Thanksgiving if I'd found a better job yet because Vanessa can't support you forever. Want to guess where she got that idea? Update 1. Well, that escalated exactly how you'd expect. After our conversation about the house, Vanessa went into full manipulation mode. Suddenly she was the perfect girlfriend. Cooked dinner for the first time in months, burned the chicken, but hey, A for effort. Initiated intimate time every night. Even suggested we should talk about our future financial goals as a couple. During this talk, she presented me with an actual PowerPoint. I kid you not. Slides about optimizing our joint financial potential and leveraging assets for mutual growth. Girl literally had charts showing how our money could work better together. The kicker? She'd already calculated how much I'd save on taxes by maxing out deductions on our future house. See? It just makes sense, she said, clicking through slides about mortgage rates. With your assets and my income, we're a power couple. Why are you fighting this? Because 3 days ago you were calling me jealous and broke? I was frustrated. You know how stressful my job is. I didn't mean it. Then came the guilt trips. Her mom called me, weird since we'd met like twice, to say how happy she was that Vanessa had found someone stable. Her best friend texted asking if I could help Vanessa look at engagement rings, since she's too shy to bring it up. Girl was orchestrating a whole campaign. The breaking point came yesterday. I came home to find Vanessa with a financial advisor. In my living room, going through my mail. What the hell? Babe? Perfect timing. This is Bradley from Wealth Partners. I thought we should get professional advice about combining our portfolios. Bradley looked uncomfortable as hell. Vanessa said you were running late, but approved the meeting. I approved nothing. You need to leave. Vanessa tried to play it off. Don't be rude. Bradley came all this way. Bradley can bill you for his time. Get out of my home. After Bradley practically ran out, Vanessa lost it. Your home? I own this place. And I pay you rent, which makes me a tenant with rights. Going through my mail is a federal offense, by the way. You're being ridiculous. I'm trying to help us. No, you're trying to help yourself to my money. Pack your shit. Excuse me? We're done. You have no respect for boundaries, no respect for me, and apparently no respect for federal mail laws. I'll be out by the end of the month, as per our rental agreement. Until then, I'll be staying in the second bedroom. Touch my mail again and I'm calling the cops. She laughed. Actually laughed. You're breaking up with me because I want to plan our future? Good luck finding someone else who'll put up with your trust issues. And good luck finding a place this nice for $800. Already signed a lease. Turns out when you have excellent credit and proof of assets, landlords love you. The switch from confident to panic was instant. You already found a place? When? Last week, when you were at your Sedona retreat, spending 3 months of my rent on crystals and chakras. That's when the real Vanessa came out. The one her work friends probably see when someone steals her sales lead. You vindictive asshole. You've been planning this? While sleeping in my bed. The bed I've been paying to sleep in? That bed? She threw a wine glass at the wall, missed me by a mile, but made a hell of a mess. You think you're so smart with your secret money? You're nothing. I made you look respectable. My friends think you're a loser. Your friends think what you tell them to think. And considering you've been lying to them about supporting me, what does that say about you? She started grabbing my stuff, throwing it into the hallway. Joke's on her though. I'd already moved anything important to my buddy's place. She was basically throwing out old t-shirts and phone chargers I bought from the gas station. Get out. Get out now. Legally, you need to give me 30 days notice. I have tenant rights. The look on her face when she realized I was right? Wait, no, I'm not using that phrase. Let's just say it was deeply satisfying. I'll make your life hell. Cool. I'll document everything for the restraining order. She slammed her bedroom door so hard a picture fell off the wall. I calmly went to the second bedroom, locked the door, and started recording on my phone just in case. Within an hour, she was blowing up my phone from her room. 82 texts ranging from "I'm sorry" to "You're a pathetic man-child" to "We can work this out" to "I'll sue you for emotional distress." Then came the Venmo requests. $400 for emotional damage, $800 for last month's rent, $50 for utilities overages, $3,200 for half of Sedona retreat since we're a couple. I screenshotted everything and declined them all. Around midnight, I heard her on the phone with someone crying about how I'd financially abused her by hiding assets. The delusion was strong with this one. Update 2. The last few days have been educational. Remember how I said I'd document everything? Good thing I did. Vanessa went from zero to psycho real quick, but in the stupidest ways possible. First, she tried to change the locks. Came home from work to find my key didn't work. The locksmith she hired was still there, and I showed him my lease agreement and ID. Dude looked at Vanessa and said, "Ma'am, you can't lock out a legal tenant. I'm gonna have to give him a copy of the new key." She tried to argue, but locksmith wasn't having it. "Look, I don't want to get sued. Here's your key, sir." He handed me the new key while Vanessa stood there looking like she'd swallowed a lemon. Then came the utility warfare. She shut off the Wi-Fi, changed all the streaming passwords, and accidentally turned off the hot water heater. Joke's on her, I've got unlimited data and a gym membership. Cold showers sucked, but I documented everything and filed a complaint with the tenant board. But here's where she really messed up. Remember that financial advisor, Bradley? Well, Vanessa gave him my personal information, social security number and everything, lifted from that mail she went through. Bradley ran a credit check without my authorization to prepare investment recommendations. That's identity theft. And Bradley's firm does not play when it comes to liability. I got a call from their compliance department after I reported it. They were very interested in how Vanessa got my information and why Bradley ran my credit without written authorization. Turns out this could cost him his license. Bradley threw Vanessa under the bus immediately. Sent me an email chain where she claimed I was her fiancé and that she had power of attorney. LOL, what? She'd even forged some documents. While this was going down, Vanessa was spinning a different story to anyone who'd listen. Posted on social media about how she'd discovered her boyfriend was a secret millionaire who'd been taking advantage of her generosity. Her friends were eating it up, commenting about financial abuse and gaslighting. Until I posted my response, just a simple screenshot of our text conversation where she admitted to lying to her friends about supporting me, plus her Venmo requests for things like emotional damage. Tagged her in it with, "Weird how I was taking advantage when I paid rent and half of everything. Also, 267 calories doesn't make someone a millionaire, but math was never your strong suit." The post got deleted within an hour, but the damage was done. Her sister actually messaged me privately. "I knew something was off when she said you were broke but somehow afforded Hawaii last year. Sorry she's being like this." Then came the work drama. See, Vanessa thought she was being clever by calling my employer, trying to get me fired. Told them I was mentally unstable and hiding assets that might be illegally obtained. What she didn't know, my boss's brother is a tenant lawyer. Boss called me in, we had a laugh about it, and then he gave me his brother's card. "Sounds like you might need this. Also, take a few days off to handle your move. Paid, of course. Can't have employees dealing with stalker ex-girlfriends." The tenant lawyer was thrilled with my documentation. She changed the locks, cut utilities, and there's a paper trail. Oh, this is beautiful. We can sue for constructive eviction, harassment, and emotional distress. Plus that identity theft issue? Criminal charges. I didn't want to go nuclear. Just wanted out. But then Vanessa made it personal. She called my mom. My sweet 62-year-old mother who lives 3 states away and has no idea about any of this drama, told her I was dangerous and manipulative and that she should check on me because I might hurt myself. My mom called me in tears, terrified something was wrong. It took an hour to calm her down and explain the situation. That's when I decided, scorched earth it is. Filed a police report for identity theft. Filed a restraining order request with all my documentation. Had the lawyer send a demand letter for damages from the illegal eviction attempts. Reported her to her employer's HR for using company resources to harass me. She'd been calling from her work phone. But the best part? Remember that rental property I kept? The one generating $2,100 for a month? It's in a college town about 2 hours away. Fully furnished, 3 bedrooms, perfect for young professionals. Guess who just signed a lease for $2,400 a month and is moving in next week? That's right, Bradley the financial advisor. He reached out after getting fired, desperate for a place after his firm blacklisted him. Felt bad for the guy. Vanessa screwed him over too. Gave him a slight deal on rent, in exchange for testifying about the identity theft if needed. Vanessa found out when she tried to apologize to Bradley and convince him to lie about the credit check. He told her he was moving into my rental property and blocked her. The meltdown was epic. 67 missed calls in 3 hours. Voicemails ranging from screaming to crying to threatening to expose me. Expose what? That I own property and don't tolerate bullshit? Oh no, my reputation. Final update. Moved out yesterday. The last 2 weeks have been instructive. First, the legal stuff. The identity theft charges are moving forward. The DA's office is particularly interested because forging power of attorney documents is a felony. Vanessa hired a lawyer who immediately told her to stop contacting me. Did she listen? Of course not. She tried one last manipulation. Showed up at my work with a box of my stuff, mostly junk I'd left behind, crying about how sorry she was. Security wouldn't let her in. Boss had preemptively banned her, so she stood outside for 2 hours. My coworker Derek filmed it from the window. She went through the whole performance. Tears, wailing, even dropped to her knees at one point. Then when no one came out, she got up, perfectly composed, and made a phone call. Derek caught her saying, "He's not coming out." "Yeah, I'll try his mom again." That's when I knew I'd made the right choice. The restraining order was approved. She's not allowed within 500 feet of me, my work, or my new place. The judge was particularly interested in the 67 calls and the mother harassment. Her job wasn't as forgiving as mine. Turns out using company phones for personal harassment violates their code of conduct. They didn't fire her, but she got demoted from senior sales to junior. Lost her company car and about $30 in commission potential. The constructive eviction lawsuit is ongoing, but her lawyer already reached out about settling. Turns out when you document everything and have clear evidence, people get nervous. We're looking at about $15,000 in damages, which ironically is almost exactly what she spent on luxury crap in the past year. But here's the beautiful part. Remember how she was always broke by the 20th? Without my rent money and with legal fees piling up, she had to break her lease on the downtown condo. Early termination fee was 2 months' rent, $6,400. She's now living with her sister in the suburbs. 45-minute commute to work. No more walking to trendy bars or hosting wine nights to show off her place. Her sister, the one who messaged me, reached out last week. She's trying to sell her Tesla and her purses. Says it's to pay legal fees, but I think she's realizing she can't afford her lifestyle. Mom and Dad won't help because they're embarrassed about the arrest. Thanks for the documentation, by the way. We've been trying to tell them about her spending for years. As for me, the new place is great. 2-bedroom apartment in a quiet complex. Rent $1,600 but includes utilities. Already set up my home office and invested the money I was saving on her place. That $800 a month for 8 months? Straight into index funds. Started therapy to unpack why I ignored so many red flags. Turns out when someone shows you exactly who they are on the first date, making me Venmo her for exactly half the bill down to the cent, you should probably listen. The rental property is doing great. Bradley's been a model tenant, even fixed some stuff himself. He sent me a picture of him grilling on the back deck with a thumbs up. Dude bounced back quick, already got a job with a credit union. Vanessa's last attempt at contact was through her lawyer. She wanted to mediate and avoid criminal charges. My lawyer's response was basically, no, and here's another bill for making me read this. Her social media is now private, but mutual friends tell me she's been posting motivational quotes about surviving financial abuse and rising above toxic relationships. The comments are apparently brutal. Turns out when you lie about your ex being broke while spending his rent money on purses, people notice the contradiction. The funniest part? She's apparently telling people I trapped her by hiding my wealth. Like, girl, you had bad spending habits when you thought I was broke. My money wasn't the problem here. Lessons learned. 1. When someone shows you they're materialistic and entitled, believe them. 2. Document everything. Everything. 3. Tenant rights are powerful when you know them. 4. Never let anyone go through your mail. 5. If someone's love is conditional on your bank balance, that's not love. Oh, and that $267 it's now $271 thanks to the market. Turns out living below your means and investing wisely beats spending money on crystal healing retreats. To anyone dealing with financial manipulation, your money is your money. A real partner respects your boundaries and contributes equally, regardless of who makes more. They don't demand access to your assets while lying about supporting you. And if someone ever asks to see your pay stub on a first date, run. Just run. The restraining order is good for 2 years. Somehow I don't think I'll need it that long. Vanessa's got bigger problems now, like explaining to future employers why she has a pending felony charge for identity theft. Me? I'm good. better than good, actually. Learned a valuable lesson about keeping my financial cards close to my chest, and that someone who truly loves you won't care if you're rich or poor. But they'll definitely care if you lie about it. Peace out, Reddit. Going camping next weekend with that truck camper I bought last month. Yeah, I bought a camper. Because I can, and because there's something poetic about driving away from drama in a house on wheels.